Looks like we're live. Oh, so I wanted to talk about something that's been present for me, and in talking to a few other people, I feel it's in the collective for light workers that are waking up and doing the deep work right now. Um, and it's important that we sometimes be witnessed, because we're being asked as light workers, as lighthouses, as people that are waking up, to do things that have never been done at a human conscious level before. I know people, I'll start with me, I'll speak to my example primarily, but feeling like we failed our children in some way because we're teaching them this stuff that's so outside the mainstream and so outside the reality they're having to go to school in, to speak into, to whatever. And sometimes our children or family are calling us nuts, or there's something wrong with us, and it's really hard to sit with something you feel so deeply in your soul and have it be so contrary to respected uh, truth in the people we're around. I know my parents don't understand me. They say they love me, and I'm sure I look nuts. I'm sure that happens to my brothers and sisters and other people. My circle of having to please has shrunk so small, and I'm literally to the point now where I have to stand in my reality, or it's almost like, and I don't like to use the word loosely, but prostitute myself, like to say that this is an acceptable thing, or that I have to go out in a job to feed myself and make money. There's other ways that these things are happening that don't align with other people. I cannot physically stand in three-dimensional reality with a whole bunch of NPC type people that are trying to feed off energies and other things. It's not compatible with my system to stay light, to stay love, to stay in peace in myself. I've had to section myself off from society and be a little bubble of what I feel is right. And it's not recognized by anyone. Everyone thinks that we're crazy in this. They think that we've chosen to be a conspiracy theorist, whatever, to live outside of normal reality, and they question us and they compare, and it doesn't make sense to them. So you're a tilt in their world. And that's a very difficult place to be an example of what's to come, to stand in a higher vibration where you don't believe in the same things. And when we start to realize that we're conscious beings and we're radiating an energy into the world, that's a very hard thing to do with there's not a lot of evidence saying that this is the right path. But all I know is the path that I used to follow, the path that I was on, the get married or go to school, get married, get a good job, have a house, have kids, blah, blah, blah. It was beautiful in the moment, but I was dying in it. And I got to about early 40s, mid 40s, and it was killing me. It was death or taxes. And I've now followed this. I shine this light of a new reality because inside of me, it is growing, it is happening. And I see many, many, many other light workers that are trying to do the same, but they're not getting validation of this path. The only way you're going to get validation of this path first is in your heart, but to talk to other light workers that are on the same path. But we're so sectioned off. We're so worried we don't have our clan or our community yet, because all of reality is trying to stop us from growing in this light, because it's going to mean the old reality falls apart. Things get smashed, destruction starts to happen, and we are the symbol of this thing. The people that are calling us out and saying there's something wrong with us, or speaking behind our back, or whatever, are terrified that what we are and what we resent or represent may actually be truth. And it may mean they're going to have to accept some really hard things inside of them. To be a soul that's like us as a light worker and to hold space when people are terrified, and hold them in a truth, accept them in their reality sometimes, but constantly, if they come at us, we're saying, no, I don't agree with you. There's something different. Standing in love, especially when it's our children or parents or people that we love and we're trying to vibrate with, and we're saying, I don't agree with you. There's something wrong here. And we're constantly being tested, and eventually to the point where some of those people have pushed us away. They say they don't want to be part of our lives anymore. They're scared of us because what might be underneath might mean they're going to have to look at some shit inside them, some stuff that's not working out, some things and beliefs and stories that they've created that might crush them, they think. But if anything, it's actually going to free them. But right now, to look at that stuff and to have 10 million beliefs and all this programming saying that what you're saying is true in 3D reality, but your father or your mother or somebody that you know is saying, no, I know something different. I know some truth. Trust me. Do I smile? Do I have a heart? Do I get excited about things? Do I have passion? How's that different from the state that they're in? They're in their job and they're just barely trying to pay the bills, and new kids are coming up and things are difficult and it's all struggly, but it's safe and it's comfortable because I haven't died yet, or it didn't get worse, or whatever. Yes, Aurora, thank you. Being broken open is scary. It's not my job to break someone open. It's my role to be a light that will shine into them, plant a seed. If they wish to talk more, they wish to learn, they wish to get more truth, I'll be here and I'll shine and I'll shine and I'll shine. And I'm going to ask lots of probing questions and other things. It takes a very special person to be us. It takes a person to feel completely and totally insane and know there's a better reality and a better way and all this stuff, and to just stand in that. And we stand not recognized, we stand not validated, not promoted. We don't get paid for this in a lot of cases. And everybody just gets to look at us and say, ha, 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 what's wrong with you? You failed at Hall of Life or whatever. We didn't fail. A lot of us went all the way to the top and got smashed. We got hit to the bottom and things fell apart and all this kind of stuff. Yes, the cracks are how the light gets in. That's a quote from Rumi. Rumi says that when we get cracked and smashed and other things, that's where the light gets in. It's like, imagine yourself as this clay version of yourself, and you've just been, all the reality is just like this. You're one of those terracotta soldiers, and somebody's going to come around and take a little chisel and go chink, 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 chink. And then down at your knee, there's a little crack, and chink, chink, chink. There's a little one on your shoulder, chink, chink, chink. There's one on your head. And you're just like, inside it was dark. And you're like, oh, fuck, this was safe. And I feel comfortable and all enclosed. And now all of a sudden there's some light shining in. And you're like, oh, holy crap, I'm going to die. But eventually, as you shine more light in, you start to see some truths. It's like, ew, this looks like mud. Oh, look at this. And then you start pulling it off, or you wash yourself down, and something amazing starts to shine. You start to realize that you're shining light, and the world is not what you thought it was. So what I really want to get to is honor yourself as a light worker, and what you're doing is the hardest mission possible. And I don't know what my fucking purpose is. I feel so much a failure most days. I keep reaching out, trying things, and I get blocked, and this doesn't work, and I have no idea what the next steps are. And I'm fucking exhausted because the last 2 years feels like we just got postponed all the things we agreed to come. But you're still light. You're still smiling. You still have a house over your head. Something's working out. Something's saying that this is the right path. Because I don't know about you, I go to bed. Last night, I was in so much power. I was clearing things and resolving stuff. Then I went to bed. Something attached to me, and I felt like absolute shit in the morning. I wake up, and I don't know what's going on. It feels like darkness was pulling at me. And then I work through the day and I start to brighten and I start to shine out. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, I'm back to this. Some people say that we go into like 3D, 5D, 3D, 5D. It's like a oscilloscope or whatever of a sine wave. And we're going up and things are getting better. And then we get smashed back down and we're pulling the light of the world up. We're washing all the shit that's not serving us anymore in the world. Just think of an old basin and you're just kind of taking stuff in and out, and we're dealing with collective shit. We're dealing with our kids' stuff. We're dealing with other stuff. But at the same time, we're trying to create a personality of who we are. And fuck, I can't tell this enough to all of you. You are amazing. The people I see shining, the people, Aurora, I can't see who else is on the live, but anybody watching this is doing fantastic, amazing work. But we don't get validated. We don't get anything other than maybe our kids hate us or call us our names or people around us hate us. And we start to believe them after a while. But trust me, they need so badly what we're carrying inside and what we feel is right, even though we're not getting rewarded for it right now. We may not be seen as sane people, but I don't want to be sane. I don't want to go in that hole. I don't want any person at all to have to sit in that hole any longer. So I'm going to shine my light, stand you from the side, and cheer you on. But what you're doing is special. And what percentage of humanity is willing to stand up under this constant scourge and get shot like whack-a-mole every day, and you just keep getting your head beat down because the darkness doesn't want what you are here to do? They have to fail. This has to end. The darkness, the control, the bullshit. You came here to set the captives free, to set the world free, to set your kids free, to set all these, but you can't change them. You can't fix them. You can't force them. All you can do is be the example. And then one day they're going to say, holy fuck, you were right. And whether that's a reward or not, it doesn't matter. The reward to me will be the day that I can sit in that world and be free and be love and not be controlled and not have to chase a job I hate and not have to pay bills and live in a world where inflation and bullshit is going out of control. This isn't sustainable, and we are pushing the change. So feel that. Trust me, the gift you're giving to the world is so magic. Please keep going on. Don't believe the suicidal thoughts that get pushed into your head and you should die. You don't deserve here. Some days that gets really hard, and I'm not a suicidal person and I don't believe in suicide, but it wants to kill me. It wants me to stop because my actual presence means their system is breaking down, their control, their shutters over your eyes, and it terrifies them. But it can't continue. It's not sustainable. The whole place is going to fall apart if it continues. So we are shining the light. It doesn't mean killing the darkness, doesn't mean any of this kind of stuff. It's just being there. And if darkness can't hack it, then they can go F off because this place is about truth, innocence, purity, and love. And I'm not seeing a lot of that in the world. So I bless you. I thank you. You have not failed. You are the hardest, most amazing warriors. If you're feeling beat down, if you're tired and you're sad and you don't know which way to look or whatever, just come talk to me. Any of these people on this are more than likely beautiful people to talk to. Our tribe is this, and we can't be close together just right now, but soon it's going to be, we're going to sit with these people and talk. And if people are interested, I'm willing to set up a lightworker call where we'll sit once or twice a week and just sit down and talk about this stuff and just have I wouldn't call it a bitch session. I don't like that kind of word, but just a session of sharing and being witnessed. And you're going to find out that hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands or millions of people are feeling exactly this way, unappreciated, not sure that they're doing the right thing, not sure that there's even a purpose here, but we're shattering reality. And yes, someday I want to be in person, Aurora, and sing and dance and have a powwow and lots of good food and hugging and just appreciating the people. Because that touch, that intimacy is gone right now because the world got schmucked. I don't know how else to describe it. So this is all coming. I can feel that part, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. That's the hardest part. Like, I didn't have enough energy to get to here, but somehow I'm still getting energy to get to here. And the dates keep extending, and the media and the bullshit outside, which seems to be, all I'm going to say right now is let's choose to ascend ourselves, not wait for the world, not wait for all the other stuff. We can keep a little bit of a foot in this reality to keep pulling them along. But if they can't do it by themselves, it's not our task. It's not our role to clean up for them. It was to set an example, to be that shining light, to come back and forth sometimes. I want to have a house in 5D where I can go party with everybody and everything's good and money's not an issue. And then, yeah, I'll come here. I'll cross the bridge and do lives and share with people and work with people and have beautiful discussions. But my energy isn't here anymore. And I don't have to pull the whole world up to make that shift. So I don't want to stay on here too long, but I bless you. I thank you. You guys are all so amazing. And I see you and you're all exhausted like I am. And it's okay. And it's okay to feel some doubt. And it's okay to all that stuff. But reach out, talk to somebody, and let's get this out of here, because the more we're isolated, the more they beat us down. The more we join together, the group goes larger and magic happens. So if you want to do that thing, like I said, just put a note in the bottom of this video and we'll set up something once a week. We'll try and find a time that works for people, but we need a tribe. We need people that are at the same awareness and are getting beat up for the same reasons. And then the magic happens. And we're ready for the magic. So I love you all. You're beautiful. You haven't failed. You're doing awesome. Honestly, as a soul person, you're doing the hardest work that's ever happened in human history, because you're pulling through without any guidance, without any clarity, and you're doing it just by soul knowing. And when have we asked in reality to go through such depth as a group? Never. Give up everything, destroy everything, lose your family, lose your kids. And it's crazy. I hear from Amanda. Great. So I'll maybe try and set something up for maybe Sunday. I think I have my kids on Saturday, but on Sunday, do it in the morning or the afternoon in North America here. And I'll put something out and we'll see what shows up. We'll probably do it here on StreamYard. I'll get a link and we can bring multiple people on the live. So you're amazing. Keep doing it. I'm so glad to have you all here, and I'm so glad that you're viewing this, and I hope it helps, because there's not a lot of validation. There's not a lot of people that are saying you're doing amazing, but you are. Our reward is coming, and thank you for being there and walking alongside and doing all the hard work and shining and beautiful comments, and have a great day. I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep shining. You're doing it. No matter how hard it is, we got this.